Over the past few days, I spent a little bit of time on Politico, and so I think it's long past time for another episode of Garbage People. Now, normally we only put individuals in the can on Garbage People, but I've been reading some of the op-eds on Politico, and I think that the entire organization needs a bit of a timeout in the trash bin. First, their editorial a couple of days ago on Namiki Konst. So she is a candidate for a public advocate in New York City. The election is actually today. If you're there, you can go and vote for her. She's a committed advocate and warrior on progressive issues. She has the track record of working not only for Bernie Sanders and Our Revolution and the Unity and Reform Commission, all of that. Was Politico interested in that? No. They could have sat down if they wanted to learn about her and then teach their viewers about her in an article titled, "Who is Namiki Konst?" They could have done that, but they chose not to. This is a poorly written article with a ton of underhanded smears, and it's intended to create this sort of fear or suspicion about who she is, while also not telling you what she would do in the position. An entire article on a candidate for public advocate, the sort of election that normally Politico would not even mention, that goes page after page after page without giving you the slightest idea of who she actually is. You can find out, thankfully, online and from watching a number of different videos we've done with Nomi. So for that reason, Politico, for this article, ends up in the garbage. But that's not it. They continued on. So Bernie Sanders, did you know that this guy, this candidate who cares about climate change and wants to stop it, wants to lower global carbon emissions, flew on a plane once? Well, they talked with some former Hillary Clinton 2016 staffers who were incensed by Bernie Sanders being such a hypocrite and flying on a plane while also saying that we should try to do something about climate change. And if you want to get an idea of the sort of level of journalism in this, take a look at one of the quotes that Politico uses. This is from Zach Petkanis, who was director of rapid response of the Clinton campaign, who said, "I'm not shocked that while thousands of volunteers braved the heat and cold to knock on doors until their fingers bled in a desperate effort to stop Donald Trump, His Royal Majesty King Bernie Sanders would only deign to leave his plush DC office or his brand new second home on the lake if he was flown around on a cushy private jet like a billionaire master of the universe." At some point, like 2 or 3 sentences in, I think you should understand, Politico, that what you have there is a bit of a biased source. But Politico doesn't mind that. That's why they're doing the article in the first place. This is a hit piece on Bernie Sanders that is as chock full of hypocrisy as any piece of faux journalism I've had the misfortune of reading in my life. First of all, this guy, Zach, he's pissed that Bernie has that second home. Is he complaining about Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton's great wealth? They're far wealthier than Bernie Sanders. That doesn't bother him in the case of Hillary Clinton, but with Bernie Sanders, it certainly does. So there's a little bit of hypocrisy there on Zach's part. But when it comes to the climate change article or argument, the idea that if you have ever flown on a plane or driven a car that uses an internal combustion engine, you don't get to complain about climate change or do something about the environment is so ridiculous. It's such a BS argument that you don't even see all of the right wing using that. It's usually reserved for people like Tucker Carlson. We have a video, we unfortunately don't have time to show it, but he was pushing that literally this week. But thanks to the power of Politico and pissed off Hillary Clinton staffers from 2016, they have sunk to the depths of Tucker Carlson in their attempts to take down Bernie Sanders. And why? Well, they say the reason is that he was partially contributed to Clinton's defeat in November of 2016, even though Politico has to acknowledge that he did 39 different rallies in 13 states in the 3 months leading up to Election Day, completely dissecting that narrative entirely. But they still ran with it, and they ran with it because their purpose is to destroy a progressive, especially as he is attempting to become president in 2020. And so for that reason as well, Politico, for your op-eds recently, you end up in the garbage as the first organization ever enshrined in Garbage People. Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.